All right, what's going on, guys? It's Bo back again. Today we're checking out Tony Hawk on the Switch 2, but also talking about the current state of things with Nintendo. You all killed it on the last video where I was just talking about the N64 online leaks while playing Mario 64 and Mario Kart. So I figured I would try it again here, playing some Tony Hawk on Switch 2, while just discussing the current state of things, right? It's currently Wednesday, June 9th, and seemingly there's just nothing happening in terms of a direct or really any Nintendo news. So today we're trying something a little different here, and we're going to be visiting our boy Tony. Although actually, we're not going to do that because I have the Doomslayer. They put the Doomslayer in this game, which is pretty good. This port is not the greatest. It's fine. Like, it runs fine, but also it crashes a lot. Like, when you're actually playing it, it's good. It's solid. Target 60. There will be frame drops every once in a while, but certainly looks a lot better than Pro Skater 1 and 2 did on Switch 1. More in line with like a PS4 level experience. Not quite PS5, but you know, they are just remakes. It doesn't need to be anything too crazy. But yeah, the crashing. it crashes a lot. I had a moment yesterday. I was playing through some of the Tony 4 levels. Dude, the crashing was like insane. Like, I couldn't believe, like, it was like consistent too. Like, I wonder if we can like maybe replicate it in this video. I think it was on the San Francisco stage or maybe LA stage. One stage in particular, like, was just completely, it just was not happening. Really enjoying the game so far. It's not quite as polished, I would say, as the 1 and 2 remake from Vicarious Visions. This one was done by Iron Galaxy. They help with a lot of stuff. They actually helped with Prime Remastered. They were like the team that people were like, oh, I hope they're doing Prime 2 and 3. And I think that would make the most sense. I don't know, this, you can definitely like tell this is not quite on that same like quality level that Vicarious Visions did with the original version. And then, you know, of course, like I said, it's been crashing. But I wanted to hop on here to show off this and then also talk about the lack of a direct, because, dude, it's getting ridiculous. the clickbait fake insiders stuff is getting so absurd. We talk about Nash Weedle a lot on this channel. So last week he made a tweet being like, so this week it seems, and he didn't say like what he was referring to, but it was pretty obvious. Like, okay, like, yeah, you're hinting at a direct or at least some sort of Nintendo news. And to his credit, the week's not over. But yesterday morning, he was like, actually, I have 2 sources saying it's this week. I have 3 sources saying it's at the end of July. And then I have 2 sources saying it's not happening at all. I'm just like, dude, that means you don't have a source. That means you know nothing. It's just weird to me. Like, I understand, like, you want your internet clout, but like, dude, you know nothing. That is the same as saying you have no source. It just feels like a weird thing to like say, like, oh, I have all these different sources all saying different things. Okay, so you're not credible then. I don't know. It seems a little odd. I always go a little too long on my combos and mess up here. Still kind of relearning the ropes. I know it's only been a few months since I played through 1 and 2 a lot on PS5, but eventually you really get like a feel for it. I'm already like doing better than I was when I first loaded the game up. I've never been like great at these Tony games, but they are a lot of fun. I don't usually go for like crazy high scores or anything. Right now I'm just trying to get the gold medal on this stage. She said don't get greedy. That's crazy. I literally got greedy. That's funny. Always getting greedy, man. But yeah, I really don't know what Nintendo's doing. Like, they're fine, but normally at this point in the year, we do have like the lineup. Like we know when things are coming out. And this time around, we don't really, like, we know what's coming, but we don't know when. And that just feels a little weird this at this point in the year, right? Like, normally by now we would have at least the September game dated, because I mean, if you look back to last year, we got the June Direct at the end of June, and that put a date on, well, it was announced and put dates on Echoes of Wisdom for September, Mario Party for October, and Brothership for November. This time around, it's like, okay, we have Dragon Drive and Kirby in August. You assume Prime 4 is September? Probably. Pokemon is October. I guess that is the one that we do know, although a little different there. It's like a Pokemon company thing. I mean, and we do have the Pokemon Presents on July 22nd. I keep forgetting about that because I don't really know if there's going to be anything worthwhile in there. But then there's also Kirby Air Riders, which we literally have seen nothing of, and that's supposedly coming out this year. Hyrule Warriors is slated for winter. That's probably this year. And I mean, it's just a Warriors game. We don't really need to see much of it, in my opinion, but like, it's still, you know, a release date would be nice. We're approaching halfway through July and we don't have any of this stuff. It just seems a little weird, even for Nintendo, like, quiet standards. You would think after the drought of news of you know, waiting for the Switch 2, we wouldn't have to be doing this again. but alas, they're doing it. I guess this is just the new status quo for Nintendo, just always being quiet. No direct is fine. I still would have liked a Prime 4 date. I'm not worried about any of these games. I know they're all going to come out and be great, but I just, you know, it's nice to know. It's just nice to know, like, okay, this is what I'm playing and when. September being the big one right now. Like, okay, October, if that's just Pokemon, like, that's fine. And then November, Hyrule Warriors, let's say Kirby's December. They can announce that stuff at a September Direct, and that's totally valid. But September, we need that September game dated. And since we're getting Dragon Drive and Kirby in August, I mean, there has to be something, right? I mean, September is always like, usually like that's a bigger Nintendo release, I feel like. It's like a September game, right? Because Echoes of Wisdom, years ago, Link's Awakening, 3D All-Stars even for the 30th anniversary or 35th anniversary. You know, maybe we get something Mario this year. There's usually something a little bit higher profile, it feels like, in September. And right now, we don't know anything. It's just like, I'm currently swimming in games. Like, I'm not like, oh, I need these dates because I have nothing to play. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just like, I just want to know. I guess that's just impatience, but also they don't normally make us wait this long. So it becomes a little frustrating at a certain point. Like, come on, Nintendo, let us do these things. I guess some more potential smoke for a Direct maybe in the near future. Someone pointed this out on Family Boards, I think. Shout out. So yesterday, Nintendo announced on their social medias that NBA 2K25 or 26, sorry, is coming to Switch 2, and they didn't put a release date on it, I don't believe, but I'm pretty sure it's September 5th. It's up for pre-order everywhere else. It's up for pre-order on PS5 and Xbox and Steam and everything, or wherever it is on PC. But it's not up for pre-order on Switch or Switch 2, even though they announced it. So that's like a little weird. But yeah, I guess the idea is like maybe they didn't put up the pre-orders for 2K26 yet because it's going to be like shown in a Direct, and then they're going to promote that it's up for pre-order. There's also just a lot of other things like that Dear Me I Was game from the former Sing developers, and it's clearly this new Another Code thing. They announced that for summer, and they didn't put a date on it. It's summer, you know, like we are in the thick of summer. Where is that game? September or summer though, they can just, you know, drop it then, I suppose, and just be like, okay, here it is. It's summer. Feels weird that they even announced it, but I guess Arc System Works wanted to have their own show. But then there's also like the Rogue Prince of Persia. We talked about that. That game actually popped up with a listing on the Xbox store, and that was rated for Switch. That feels like a prime, pun intended. That feels like a great, like this is obviously going to be like a Direct announcement, right? So there's so many different things. Digimon Time Story, DBZ Kakarot, the presumed, you know, slate of third-party games that are coming in the holiday, Elden Ring date, Final Fantasy date. Like, there's so much we need to learn about, and the silence is deafening. I don't get it. I don't really get it. I mean, yeah, September's fine. You can announce all these things in September, but like, why wait that long? It just feels a little weird to me. This was the stage, by the way, that was crashing a bunch earlier, so I don't know if it's going to do it again, but it was like bad. I was mostly playing in handheld, I want to say, when that was happening, so I'm not sure if that's a relevant part of it. But I also saw Nintendo World Report in their review. They were like, yeah, it crashes a lot on Switch 2. Hopefully it gets patched. I mean, that's just frankly unacceptable. Like, the port otherwise seems pretty solid. I've noticed a couple little technical things, but nothing like too major, you know. But I mean, it crashing, that's not acceptable. I mean, if it's crashing really at any level of consistency, that's just not okay. So they need to fix that for sure. But hey, I'm happy it's on Switch 2 already. I mean, if you remember Pro Skater 1 and 2, that was like a whole thing where we had to like wait for it to come to Switch. They didn't release it at the same time. It was actually like a year or two later, I think. So that was really annoying when they did that. So I'm happy it's here. It feels like maybe if they didn't have dev kits, they had to rush it a little bit, which is always frustrating. But yeah, I really thought that, like, barring a Direct, which I haven't really been that bullish on like a lot of people, I thought for sure we'd be looking at some sort of Nintendo Today update this week, and that's just not the case. Prime 4 being the thing that, like, I feel like is the most urgent. Or even just, like, I don't know, even the fact that we didn't get, like, a Bonanza Ask the Developer today feels weird. I guess that might happen tomorrow. And to be fair, I'm dooming right now, but, like, maybe tomorrow we get something on Nintendo Today that's a little bit more relevance to what we're talking about. But like I said, for me, there's no shortage of games. I've been grinding Mario Party, as I mentioned in the last video. I got some funny comments about that. We'll check in on my progress in a second. Doing that, catching up for the Switch 2 release. Obviously, Bonanza coming out in, what, like 8 days now? So, I mean, that's coming out very soon. And that's going to be, like, a Game of the Year contender, so, like, that's hype. A couple other random Switch things. Patapon remastered. I'm excited for that. Wild Hearts I know is kind of niche, but a little Monster Hunter clone on Switch 2, that's neat. There's that new Somnium Files game. There's the new Hunter x Hunter game. Like, I'm not gonna play all these things, but like for me, there's just a lot of stuff that like I'm at least somewhat interested in, even if some of those things are Switch 1 games. And but I mean, between just Bonanza and the Switch 2 edition of Mario Party, like that's already enough for July, in my opinion. Bonanza's gonna be like 70 hours, so like that's good. It just feels maybe, I guess, a little bit dry right now for some people. I mean, this right here, this is the first Switch 2 game since Rido, right? And that was what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So it's been a little bit, but so yeah, I don't know about y'all, but I'm staying busy with the games. A direct would be very nice, and I do want to know the dates for these first party things and a couple of third party things. But like I know they're coming. I'm not like worried about the lack of games right now. It will happen. Nintendo just, they like to just change it up on us, I guess, and just randomly be like, okay, well, now is the time for no information on anything for an extended period of time. I mean, even last year, remember like Emio? That was a game that no one thought was going to happen. We thought we just would have one less game that year. But like, that was announced mid-July, I want to say, last year, right? Like it was pretty late in the July, and that came out in August. So like they can hold their cards close to their chest. The unfortunate thing is that it seems like they've maybe kind of roped third parties into it as well, in terms of like not announcing their games. So that just makes everything feel a little bit more quiet, I suppose. But yeah, Tony Hawk's a lot of fun, even with the crashing that luckily has not happened in this recording session. Not my strongest gameplay right here, because I am talking while doing it and trying to make sure the recording's going and everything. I got some comments on the video on Monday being like, dude, your Mario Kart gameplay sucks. And I'm just like, yeah. So I mean, I'm like doing a live commentary, man. Cut me some slack here. At least I beat Mario 64 in that video, so that's something. I did accidentally end up with another extra copy of this game, so if you want a chance to win a code for it, subscribe to my other channel at It's Amiibo. I'm gonna have a video probably on Friday or Saturday, doing some more like in-depth impressions of this port, and then also giving the code away in that video. So make sure you subscribe to It's Amiibo and hit the bell so you will maybe get a chance at a North American code for the game. I mean, once again, crashing issues aside, Tony Hawk, like, I love these games. So we're going to be giving away a code to one lucky person, and hopefully create a new Tony Hawk fan on Switch 2 on, like I said, Friday or Saturday. So yeah, make sure you hit the bell to stay tuned for that and how you can win a code there. Also, I don't know what Ninja Turtle this is. I think it might be Michelangelo. I don't know why he's the only one they added. he's the only one. It's just him. They didn't add all four of them. It's just him. I don't know what the relevancy is. There's no map for him or anything. It's just Michelangelo, he's in the game. But yeah, as promised, before we end the video, I did want to give an update on my Mario Party grind. I got some comments being like, Bo, why are you doing this to yourself? You don't get anything for doing this. The reason I do it to myself is because I'm sick in the head. and I just, there's a level of satisfaction you get from 100%ing a game, and I am basically done. Technically, I am. I'm gonna go a little bit further than I even thought initially, but I got all the achievements. I've managed to get all the achievements in this game, so to some people saying like, dude, why are you doing this? Well, I don't really have an answer for you other than that I just like doing this kind of crazy stuff, and also that I am done. So yeah, get wrecked. I finished it up here. Specifically, the use all items trophy gave me a lot of trouble. Use every item connoisseur, because I had a list I was going through and I realized I had not used the Wiggler bell. I thought I had used it because I had the trophy or the achievement for angering the Wiggler, which uses the bell. And then yeah, basically I wasted like 5 hours replaying boards, grinding items to see like, okay, what item was I missing? Because I was counting and I was like, I thought I had them all. It was the freaking Wiggler bell. So if you're doing this, make sure you use the Wiggler bell and not land on like the lucky space or whatever. That was really annoying. And then this morning I finished up all of like the mini game side modes. So technically done. However, I'm gonna take a break on it a little bit now. But before the Switch 2 edition comes out, I want to get into, I think it's S rank in all of the different online modes, which doesn't take that long. I'm already like halfway done most of them, and then I will truly have 100%ed Mario Party Jamboree for no reason. This is just, I guess, to be fair to all the people saying there's like a drought right now and we need a direct for games, you're just not built like me. You're not built like Ninja here. Just 100%ing Jamboree for no reason in July. But I wanted to do this so I can do like the 100% review that I've been doing on the other channel for the Switch 2 edition. And hey, that Switch 2 edition we'll be checking out here and on the second channel. I'm excited for those mouse mini games. The camera and microphone stuff, I don't know. But the mouse mini games, that's going to be a lot of fun. But that's going to do it for today's video. Once again, trying out a new format for how I make these videos. If you guys like this, let me know for sure in the comments down below. I can go back to the old way. I just feel like at a certain point, when there's no news and people just keep talking about a direct, it's like, am I really just gonna sit here and make a video that's exclusively about a direct every a couple days? Like, I know other YouTubers are doing this, and it's like, that's just like degrading at a certain point. I don't know. I'd rather just like actually talk about games and what I'm playing a little bit here. But that is gonna do it. Let me know your thoughts on Tony Hawk, the whole direct situation right now, my Mario Party obsession. Make sure to sound off down below, and until next time, folks, peace.